part 2 of the social media pedestal series. This series is about how we can use the resources and tools that we have to put ourselves on a pedestal to reflect our goals, ambitions, reality, and ideal future. In this part, I will be discussing the non-beauty and non-fashion related categories, and you can draw inspiration from this video to help create your own social media pedestal. Traveling is one of my favorite things to do. It's a hobby and I enjoy watching travel vlogs, especially whether they're based in countries that I have already visited or plan to visit or never even thought of visiting before. This is probably one of my favorite content genres on social media, and I get a lot of inspiration from watching them, from the fashion to the activities, the monuments that I can visit, the cuisine and foods that I can try, the people, everything. And one of my favorite travel vloggers is Lydia Dinga. And she is a fellow East African girlie. She's from Kenya and lives in the UK. And her vlogs are always on point. When watching her vlogs, you truly feel like you're watching a cinematic piece. And you're also on FaceTime with her at the same time. The aesthetics, the music in the background, the editing style is quite unique. And I believe that is one of the reasons why she excels in this particular area. Lydia herself is very fun to watch because of her bubbly personality, which of course makes it all the better. And one of my favorite vlogs from her is the one when she went to Jamaica, and I think that's one of her most viewed videos. So if you haven't already watched it, go and check it out. Cupid, a Nigerian American who is also a travel content creator that I recently stumbled across. I found her on TikTok when watching one of her story times, and she's a great storyteller, by the way. But her being a solo traveler intrigued me a lot because I like how she doesn't wait for other people to do the things that she wants to do. In this case, travel around the world. And her vacation TikToks are some of the best, and her Instagram posts as well. And I've learnt a lot from her travel content. One of the tips I got from her is when packing outfits for a vacation, you can pack based on a color scheme. For example, if you're going to Italy, you can base your outfits around the red and white color scheme. And ever since I implemented this tip when I traveled, packing has become so much easier and fun. It's even easier to pick out outfits when you have a color scheme. Rather than buying a whole new wardrobe for the vacation, I actually pack what I already have in my wardrobe. And this seems obvious, but for me, it has saved me a lot of money, which is great because someone like myself who is a shopping enthusiast to the T. And I mean, I still buy new outfits when I travel, but not as much as before, which is a big improvement. Madge is also a solo traveler from Senegal, living in the US, and she is another travel content creator that I follow. And I admire how she's visited so many African countries and documents her time there. I think she's traveled to pretty much most of the regions in Africa, if not all, which is a massive flex to me. And I love how she shows the beautiful, underrated places in Africa and also keeps it real. Like, she doesn't sell a fantasy of the places that she's been to. She's spoken about the widespread colorism across the continent, which is very much prevalent. So I think it's quite good that she shows both sides. She is a nurse too, and as you can see, she is extremely gorgeous. And I think it's good to see working women like herself who show how they balance their hobbies, like travel, and also their careers as well. Now onto the health and fitness aspect. Liz Carey is one of the fitness content creators that I have been following for a while, and she regularly shares her workout routines and fitness challenges that we as followers can join in on. For example, in the past month of June, she started a summer shred challenge where you work out pretty much every day, doing a combination of weight training, cardio, and also an ab workout every other day. Doing this while being on a calorie deficit. And let me tell you guys, doing this challenge is the most fun I've had while working out, because not only do I have an accountability source, the exercises differ from day to day, which avoids you getting bored by doing the same exercises over and over again. And the bonus is that I, of course, get the results. One thing I really like about Liz Carey, or should I say Dr. Carey, is her level of discipline, which is honestly so admirable. And that is the level that I aspire to get to. She is a doctor, so you can only imagine how busy she is, juggling being a content creator and also being a doctor at the same time. And of course, not everything you see on social media is as true as people portray it to be, but it's still important to acknowledge the usefulness in the content that you're watching. And it's even better when it pushes you to be better too. Now, let's talk about money. Finance Matters on TikTok and Instagram is a great finance content creator, and she talks about everything money related subjects. She talks about how to make more money, how to save money, how to invest money, the whole nine. She also has an Instagram account, which I just previously mentioned, with salary breakdowns from people who have shared how they use their annual salaries, which is great information to be exposed to, especially if you do not have the financial literacy. And money is a taboo topic in many societies. Think less of people talking about how they spend their money wisely. Just remember that the salaries are based in the UK, but those who are outside of the UK can still find value in the content, to be honest. For those of you who are interested in the technology industry, because that is what has been getting the most hype as of late, specifically those of you who want to get into cybersecurity, software engineering, and so on. Bacola here on YouTube has a great channel all about how she became a software engineer and how she came from a non-technical background, but she ended up working as a software engineer for one of the biggest companies in the world, Google. And she is very transparent about money, and she just talks about the technology market in general. She is Nigerian American, so a lot of the things that she talks about will be more relevant for the American viewers, but a lot of her content is applicable for anyone around the world who is interested in entering the technology field. In terms of empowering myself as a dark-skinned, unambiguous Black woman, I am very careful about the content I consume, because not all Black women empowerment content actually empowers Black women. In fact, some do the complete opposite. Sometimes these spaces for Black women become echo chambers for Black women to just only trauma bond and complain about their grievances, and that is it. That is where it stops and ends. Some people have the tendency to just hyperfixate on other groups of people and what they're doing and how they're much more privileged than other dark-skinned women. That's what they say, and I disagree. And they don't even provide any practical solutions. No other ways in which we can uplift ourselves without the need to disparage other groups of people. And listen, there isn't anything wrong with acknowledging the harsh realities of society, but now that you've acknowledged them, what next? You still need to live your life and still need to find a way to live your best life, because you only get one chance of this. It may be that you have to take a different route to live the life that you want to live, but that's okay. So you can tell that there are filters that I apply when I come across Black women empowerment content, but there are content creators that I do enjoy watching, like the Dark Skin Killer, Chocolate Squad, Coffee Cuties, who actually has created a new hair community called the Coily Hair Community, Evie, a Sweetie, and Mare Meets World. Make sure you check them all out. So this is a snippet of the non-beauty and non-fashion categories for the social media pedestal series. Again, the beautiful and intelligent women that I've shown here who share my phenotype or certain features of my phenotype or share similar views to my own, clearly the value that they bring is undeniable. What does your social media pedestal look like? Share in the comment section the content creators who you follow so others can see and begin to build their own social media pedestal. And what other categories do you have in your social media pedestal that I have not mentioned? And I'll see you in the next one.